Pop-punk behemoths 4 Years Strong returned to Manchester recently to bring their pit-inducing anthems to the Club Academy. I caught over with frontman Dan and Alan to discuss touring, new material and how normal life just isn't for them. You've toured with a lot of people over the years, but who's been your favourite people to tour with?
We've been pretty lucky over the years getting a lot of cool shit.
Yeah. And a lot of nice bands.
A lot of nice people, a lot of lifelong friends that we've made.
Yeah, like we toured over here with Set Your Goals and Found Glory, Lexus on Fire, Anti-Flag. What else have we done over here? Crime and Stereo is on the Newfound tour.
Yeah.
We've done
Ghost of
Wonder Years, Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's more of a question, who haven't you toured with? And so what's your favourite city to play with internationally?
I like playing London a lot.
Yeah,
it's always been one of our favorite cities to play.
Crazy every time.
Yeah. So do you think that UK crowds differ to US crowds in any way?
I think so. I think they're always a little bit more excited. Like American, there's so, like bands play America so often that I feel like they get a little bit spoiled.
Yeah.
And like the same band will come through their town 3 times in 1 year. So they like only go to one of the 3, or they just say, just something.
I would say they're different. I would say the cool thing about playing over here is you get, sometimes it's an older crowd, but they're still very active.
Yeah.
Where in the States, usually the younger people in the crowd are the most active, and the older people kind of just hang out and watch, which is fine either way. It's just different attitudes.
Definitely. Yeah. But when you really go down the history, it was heralded by most as like some of your best work. So how do you enjoy that
true?
Yeah.
And so how are you obviously pleased with your action? Like, did you expect it to be that good?
Definitely didn't expect it to be. Well, we were really excited about the stuff when we finished it, so we had hoped that it would be people would respond to it well, but we didn't really know what to expect because we had kind of disappeared for a couple of years, hadn't released any music, hadn't even toured. Most people thought we broke up, so we didn't know if people just wouldn't care if we released a new EP or new music or whatever. But
we were super stoked. How happy people were.
And when we played the song "Go Down in History" here too, it's been like this at home, but we noticed past couple shows, it's one of the best shows in the entire. One of the best songs in the entire set.
Yeah.
And it's a brand new song.
So a lot happens in a 4 Years Strong song. So what's the writing process behind most of them? Like
all the music first.
Yeah.
And then vocals.
Yeah. Usually it starts with Al and me coming up with like a riff, and then we'll get together and kind of work out like the song to like 50-60%. And then we'll bring it to the band, and we'll get it the rest of the way and tweak everything and make everything cool. And then
we finish like all the songs for the entire record without writing a single lyric. And then we have 10 songs to write lyrically.
Very quick amount of time.
In like 3 days.
Yeah.
But we always do it.
Yeah, it's been that way since the beginning.
It's approaching a year since your record label change. Are you pleased with it, or?
Yeah.
It's been great.
It's been really cool being with Jake.
We've done major labels and stuff, and you'd think that it'd be cool because they have tons of money, you can do whatever you want, but in our experience it's almost the opposite. Like, because we were on a major label, there was so much red tape, and you had to get this idea approved by this guy, who needed to get it approved by this guy, and then this guy, and then...
Whereas with Pure Noise or other indies, you just call
Jake, the guy that owns the label, and he's like,
hey, we want to do this. And he goes,
we have this crazy idea. Okay, sure, go ahead. Yeah, whatever.
There's a lot more freedom behind it.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it feels more like a work, like a friendship than it does like a professional relationship.
You mentioned your hiatus before. Did you find that rewarding to go on, or
definitely?
Yeah. What would you have felt if you stayed as a band for longer?
Wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think it would have probably ended pretty quick. Cause I mean, like, we were all pretty homesick. We were ready to take a break. We grew up in this band and touring and everything, and we became grown-ups with grown-up responsibilities, grown-up needs, and grown-up aspirations, and we just needed some time to go home and see some of those through.
We got married, had kids,
bought
houses,
we just had
dogs,
to become real, like normal human beings for a little while, and then once we got our you know, our feet pretty settled on the ground at home, and we're like, all right, now let's go. You get back out there and do stuff.
And like for me personally, at least, we were home for so long where I got to the point where like, well, we were doing the band for so long, and like the grass is always greener, you know. So we got to a point where I was like, man, being home would be so much better than this.
Yeah.
We all hate each other. Like, being home and getting a normal job will be so much better than this. And then, of course, I did that, and it was the fucking worst thing ever. And I realized that being on tour is so much better than that. And it's just so much more something that I can be proud of. It's something that we created from the ground up, that we can just have fun, do whatever we want. You don't have real responsibilities when you're in a band. It's like, it's awesome. And it's just fun. It's art. It's a lifestyle that is just completely different than just having a normal 9-to-5 job. And it's way more fun, way more rewarding.
Plus, now that we took that break, we all get along 1,000 times better than we did before. Even like, you know, we were never a band that, you know, we never had like crazy drama and like fist fights and stuff. But I mean, it's just like, you know, sometimes you have a roommate for a really long time. Eventually, you're like, fuck, you're like in my space all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you just need to take a break from people. Like, we're not married, so we don't have that going on.
We got to a point on tour where we were just like, none of us would speak to each other for an entire tour.
So when you started off, pop punk was in definitely a different like situation. Have you embraced the change? Have you noticed the change at all? Like the sound's definitely changed over the past few years.
The sound's changing, but I mean, I don't think we should be changing with the music. I think we should be changing with ourselves.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a reason to change to adapt to what everyone else is doing, but more so adapt to what we feel is naturally what's coming out of us as artists. Like I definitely don't think that we should have or should continue or whatever to write and play the same music we started doing. Because if that were the case, man, we'd have some shitty music. Because we started in 2001 when we were in high school, and it was shit. But I don't know. I feel like the ideals maybe the sound is changing a little bit, but the ideals are still the same.
Yeah.
And we like to stick to that more so than the sound.
Definitely, yeah. So what's been the best bit of the past decade and a bit as a band? Your favourite part?
It's been a lot of great parts. I mean, as far as just like tours going, like we've got to play with some awesome tours. We did a small tour here with Blink-182, which was fucking great. We did, you know, we've done 4 full Warped tours, which have been incredible, and we've done some great tours. We put out, you know, some cool records, and just the fact that we can play shows and have, you know, kids show up and put their as much heart into going crazy during the show as we put into writing the songs. So cool.
The fact that we get to take 2 years off and basically break up, and then come back to the UK 3 years later, and it's good.
Still got us, yeah. And finally, describe 4 Years Strong in 3 words.
4 years strong.
Fucking hot guys.
Since then, the band have announced a 5th self-titled album, which will be released on the 1st of June. Like, comment and share, and join us next time